Damn it.
Homework?
Yes. Show me your homework. I would like to see. Spotlight you. Oh, wow. I love
That's
that.
very good.
I love that. That's beautiful. I just love like the contrast in between, and then you have those highlights. What do you think of it? How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel like this is too square.
To square, you give a square
Yeah,
neck.
that's square. The top of the head is like, the tape is like where the top of the head should be. But pretty much I like it. I didn't do that much detail with the eye, but and after I finished it, I saw that.
I kind of like the eyes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like the
'cause you
eyes.
can't really
Yeah.
see the eye that much in the, in
Yeah.
the original. Yeah, I like the way the highlights came out.
And the cheekbones, I like the cheekbones. Like you can tell the different like facets of the face. So I really enjoy that.
What size is the paper? I think it's a 9 by 12. It looks bigger in the,
Yeah,
it looks bigger, but
it does.
yeah, but it's I think it's 9 by 12.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
you.
And let's see, I'm gonna remove. Let's see. You want to share, Anne? All right. Spotlight for everyone. Oh wow! No, put it up. Put it up more. Oh my God! Wow. And
Yeah.
this is you? This is your work?
Well, I had to grid the picture though, because I am in no shape to draw a face like that.
No, I love it. It's great. I love it.
I had
You
a lot
did
of fun with
great
it. It's
job.
out of my comfort zone, but it was really fun.
I love that.
How'd you get
that
two
you-
faces?
Well, that's the point. It's not two faces. It's the one face that just came out that way.
Oh,
But see,
that's a
that's
nice
the magic.
mistake.
That's the magic of it. That tells, if you can make something out of something else, that's amazing. Like this is like, this basically says like, somebody's two-faced or something. Or
Yeah.
but I just love the way it's shaded and the light. It's so dramatic. Like it has a dramatic feel to it.
Well, I really followed the picture and I got a little carried away with the highlights on her forehead, which is why it probably does look like
Like a
two-faced.
skin tone. Yeah. It looks like another face. And then where you have the part, you have another like brown, like it feels like another face on the other
Yeah, well,
side.
I felt it was like the continuation of her hairline. So I
Yeah.
just,
I love it though. It's great. Great
thank
job.
you. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, I can see that. And you enjoyed this.
I did. I really did.
And you did the splatter effect on it with the,
Yes.
yeah, wow.
I took the skinniest brush and then I just kind of plopped a couple of things down.
Great job. Great job.
Thanks
Love
a
it.
lot. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you for sharing. Who else is next? Who wants to share?
Did you get mine in your email?
Oh, yes, I forgot to bring it down.
I can show then.
All right. I'm sorry. No, is that I've been sick the past couple of days. And I really haven't, I just got my booster shot, so we have to protect ourselves from COVID. So, oh wow. Let me see.
I did too. This is my one and I did the bubble.
Oh wow. What kind of paper is that? That's Bristol?
I have no clue. My son bought it for me.
I love how you use the splatter, like just as a texture around her face. And I love like she has like a certain type of glow like on the profile of her face. and it almost feels like she's wearing a mask, but like it's a part of her. You understand? Like
Hmm.
I don't know. That's how I feel about it. That's my opinion. But it's a great job. I love the texture, how you went about it. Um, great job.
I like my
Michael,
other one better. This
your
one,
bubble?
this one I adore.
Oh my God. Wow. That is gorgeous.
I I had
Mm,
so much fun with this.
the bubble alone, that big bubble. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Thanks. That was really hard to do.
And you did it and you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I
Yes,
did.
I can tell. See, this is what I mean about things. Like when you have fun, you forget about the time, you forget about you forget about how hard it is, and just do it and enjoy the process of it. Like don't worry about, oh, is it right or is it wrong? Just make it a liking to yourself. That's more important than anything else.
Yeah, I added hair down here and I added more hair. And I had to
Yes,
go back
you
to
get
when you taught
blown.
us bubbles a couple sessions ago. And I got out all my pictures that I had taken of you drawing them.
Yes.
And so I had to reference back my past classes with you to get this.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing that you take pictures of me
I do.
drawing. Like that's
Right
great.
here.
I appreciate that.
I have a notebook on you.
Oh wow.
Techniques. When you call
Uh,
something, when it looks like a technique, then I get camera happy. And when I get camera happy, it's like click, 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 click. And then I pull them into a Word document and then I print them and put them with my art so that I know what I can learn and take away. Because like the eyes, when we did that alligator thing, that was kind of what I looked at for this one, but I didn't get, but it was a different view. It was a full frontal view with a reflection down. Remember that?
yes, yes. I
Okay.
remember
And
the
this was,
alligator where we did the ballpoint pen.
yeah, and this was a side view. So I was looking at it, and then we had done another picture, and I was like, okay, I can do this now. So I did. I actually sometimes will use that pointillism
Yes.
and sketch my pictures with that technique. And then when
Yes.
I go to paint, I paint over that.
Wow. This is
So,
amazing, like how you
yeah,
use different styles to
yeah,
create the painting that you want. So
yeah.
I really love how you interlock basically all these different mediums to create something that you enjoy.
Well,
That's
it's
great.
straight. But what you taught us, was we have to practice. And when you do that, you're actually practicing two things or three things. And
Yes.
so that's what I do because it gives me the opportunity to stay current because I never know when you're going to do it again. And then I don't feel like I'm starting all over again.
It's basically a study. You know, you
Yeah.
you in the first sketch, it's just, oh, an idea, or a shape or a mood. And then the second is probably, you're refining it. You're putting what you like about it. And then at the end is what you love, the passion, the time, and at the end it's a masterpiece that you enjoy. That's great.
But it's really fun. So I that's why I take your classes because I feel like I'm getting pointillism 101. And then if you do it again, pointillism 102, it kind of
You
helps.
you are so patient because that's not an easy thing. I mean, putting a lot of dots on a piece of paper, it's very tedious and time
Yep.
consuming. Yes, you know firsthand. So, and I'm proud. I'm
Thank
proud to
you.
be a part of it. Thank you. All right. Who's next? let's see who else wants to share. Anyone else wants to share their homework? Or the work that we did last week? So today we're gonna paint a rooster. We're gonna do it's a I think it's a profile view of a rooster. Yes. I'm gonna share the image so that I know Christina sent it, but I'm gonna share the image.
Can I ask you a question when you're going over the rooster? Because I was really looking at it. Can you tell the difference between that like an opaque white versus a white versus the different kinds of white that you can use on this? Because I was looking at it going, I understand adding colors for the yellow and the green because that's not a black underneath, it's a green, and different things like that. But can you, because there looks to be like 8 different colors of white, or maybe it's because it's white, but it's like it
Yeah,
looks more iridescent against the red. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yes, I do. I do understand. Like you
Okay.
do have some whites that overlap the red and it shows through a little. So that effect can, so if you use red, right, and you add water to your white, it makes it almost like a watercolor. That it's a little bit transparent. So if you overlay a white on a red, you're gonna see through it.
Okay.
And that goes for any color. Like because it when you have like most acrylics, they have different acrylics. So if you get
Mhm.
heavy body paint acrylics, they have the most pigment. And
Okay.
those are like solid, opaque, thick, thick paint. You can add water to it, and you can have tons of paint for like at least a month or two if you paint consistently. Um, and there's different styles of paint. So you have also pouring paint where it's only like it's liquidy. That's 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 the total contrast. You got the pour paint, and then you have the solid paint, which is heavy body, and it has more pigment, so it sticks well to the canvas. It's almost like you can say it's almost like spackle, like the
Okay.
yeah, it's very thick. And when you add water to a paint, you're separating the pigments. So it's basically like a translucent.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes for any color, but and you can see the different tones. They add like browns, they add um greens. That green that you see behind his neck, that's actually from the background. But what they did is they added white with a little bit of water and just overlaid it basically so they can have what is uh, uh I forgot what it's called. It's called a glare, or basically a glare off of the wall. So whatever color is behind in the background is gonna show up on the object.
Okay.
Like the color bounces off of the wall and then onto the white feathers because they're white. You know, the light hits and it bounces off the wall. So you get that reflective color. That's what it's called. So
Okay.
you see how the light is hitting from the right side, it's brighter. And then you have, sometimes you have that little glare that passes through some, white objects. So that's what it mostly is. But we're gonna go by little. We're gonna go through it, and we're gonna have fun with this. And the homework is even gonna be more, it's gonna be even more fun. I don't know if that's proper English, but yes, we're gonna even have more fun because it's the same concept of the rooster, but it's gonna be more lively. He's gonna have more of an attitude compared to he's just posing. When you get the texture, you get the feather, the softness, then you have the I don't know what they call that is giz like a gizzard. No, it's not the gizzard because the gizzard is the heart.
It's a gizzard.
Oh, you mean the comb? Oh,
Yeah,
no, that's the top part of the head. But yeah,
Wattles,
yes, that's it.
wattles.
wattles. Yeah,
Yeah,
the wattles. This right here under the neck.
yeah, wattles.
Yeah, so that has a nice, like it has a texture of moisture. Like it shines when you see it in the light. Like if the light hits it, it has a lot of texture. So we would like to see those different types of texture. And then on the eye, you can see the glare in his eye, the glare on the beak. So they have different textures. All right, so we're gonna get into it now. I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, I'm gonna spotlight. I'm gonna put some red out. I hope you've been saving your acrylic skins. I hope you haven't been throwing them out because we're gonna be using them.
Freddie, can we put them in a plastic bag or what?
You have to make sure they dry thoroughly.
Of course.
And if you get to peel them, yeah, you could put them like in a Ziploc bag. That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Fredo, I've been saving these are pallets, like disposable pallets.
Yes.
So I've been saving everything on there.
Okay. Yes. You can do that, but just make sure you like have a separate palette for each.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use this half for tonight.
Okay.
What
All
I
right.
did last time, and then this is for now.
Great. Great. I like that. And then that's basically what I'm doing as well. Where I use different parts of the palette, and then if I have excess paint, I try to, if it's not too lumpy, if it's too lumpy, I try to smear it so that it can dry and I have like a nice texture skin.
I'm just not sure how much of it I could actually peel off.
Yeah, try to be very careful not to rip the paper, or well, you could rip the paper, it's not gonna matter, but try to get rid of the paper underneath it. And if you can try with your hands or an X-Acto knife or something, like to peel off the skin. I don't really know how to go about it, but just try your best and be very careful if you're using an X-Acto knife.
For tonight's
So-
painting, are we gonna, do we paint the background first, like the whole entire paper with the
Yeah.
background?
Yeah, we're gonna first define the shape, and then we're going to go into the different colors. So the colors I'm using, I have green, red, and white, and yellow, and maybe some blue for some of the background. All right. Can Christina, can you do the screen, or does it when you do the screen share where you show the image and me using the, does that record well or it doesn't? If she's there,
Christina's muted.
Christina.
Yeah, okay, it didn't quite, I couldn't quite get it the last time, but I'm gonna see
Yeah.
if I could get it to do, nope, not that.
No, but did it record like okay last time or no?
I didn't get a chance to look at the recorded
Uh,
program. Yeah. Let me see if I can get the,
I saw the recording. It only showed the picture. It didn't show
okay,
you, Freddie.
yeah.
Oh, it didn't?
okay.
No.
So
Yeah.
so since everybody has the image, I'm just gonna keep it pinned on my board so y'all can see what I'm doing.
Freddy, what shade of green are you using?
So I just have a regular green here.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. And but what I'm gonna add to it is I'm gonna add a little bit of that blue to try to darken it.
I don't see the blue. You don't have it in the camera. Oh, okay, now I see it. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna mix that up. And I have a flat brush here. It's a flat brush, a 10. See it? Flat. All right. I'm gonna mix up the green with the blue. And I'm gonna try to make enough for the background.
Is there a way we could see your palette, what the color turns out to be?
Can you
Okay.
see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so now I could probably either use white to lighten it.
Does that help? I think I was able to get the rooster up here.
We just lost Freddy.
Okay, hold on.
Y'all can see the paint.
Okay.
Darn it. All right, let's see if I can make it bigger. Oh, I can't get this to.
Christina, is better if you make Freddie bigger, not the
Yeah.
rooster.
Okay, let me see if I could switch it back. Stop share. Oh, I know what I could do. I gotta see if I could get that picture up here. Oh, where is she?
Freddy, you drawing the picture with the paint? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to use that same color as the background behind the rooster?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be the tone of the paint. This is gonna make the contrast of the rooster's headpiece and neck piece. I just want to get a basic understanding of the rooster, where he's gonna be. Trying to take all these excess paint off my brush. This almost looks like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. He has the same colors and all. I'm advertising. I didn't. They sponsor me. So, so now I'm just gonna paint in the rest. You can add white on one side. For this side, and just adding more.
Are you dipping the brush into water first, or are you just going straight into the paint?
Yeah, I just went it straight into the paint. I'm bold like that. I'm just messy. I didn't even bother cleaning my brush. But I do it on the edge so that it doesn't contaminate the whole blotch of paint. So I'm able to mix elsewhere around it. So it's getting a little bit too white over here. So I gathered more of the green. What's good about this green is that you can use it also for the shading of the red. So we're gonna use some of this green, like a tiny bit of it, to mix with red so we can do the shadows of the red. Because green is a complementary color of red, and that's what makes it stand out so much. Get that nice contrast. Here. Yeah, I keep hitting the stand when I'm painting. Sorry about that. So for this part, I'll probably add more, a little bit more blue so that it can get darker. So now that we have this background painted, make sure that it's to your liking. I want to clean my brush. Let's lay down the red. So I'm just using a regular red here. And kind of like this area right here to start off with.
Are you still using a flat brush or a round brush?
A flat brush.
Okay.
It's great for the edges. So I'm just trying to use it at an angle. Remember, it's okay if it goes into the green. We're gonna put layers of red so that we can cover all those little mistakes. All those happy mistakes. So we're gonna start here. But even just with these colors, like you can see how they play off of each other. And that white is like basically like a negative space. It's like the neutral ground that brings everything together. He has like a mohawk. And it's just so crazy how they just have that. It's not like they cut their hair and they create it. It's just naturally there. I'm actually gonna paint over these feathers because I can just add those in later with the white. Because I feel like if I paint it singly, like over it, it's gonna stand out more. Instead of me trying to avoid that area and but it's gonna take a couple of layers to make it completely white. I'm also gonna go around the eye. So this is the beak area. So this is basically a layout, you know, where everything is and where we gotta build. We build the detail. This is not just gonna happen. We'll start putting blacks and it'll come out. No, we gotta put layers of different colors and make it come out. So now let's put some colors into those feathers. And we're gonna do that by mixing red and green. And it basically is gonna create like a brown right here. So I got the same amount. And we're gonna add white, no, yellow. I got some yellow here. But I need to make some orange for the beak. And it does have like little yellow highlights.
What are you mixing again?
So I mixed green and red. So I globbed two, like the same amount of red and the same amount of green. I put it together and they made a brown. Now I add a yellow, and from the yellow, so it looks like a yellow ochre right now. A darker version. And I'm just gonna add white to it. So I have like a nice tan version. So this is gonna be, we're gonna start off with the darker feathers. And I'm just using the side of my brush. I just like just the texture, just drag it away. I'm gonna come over here under the feather. Maybe over here behind its neck. We're gonna wait till that paint dries a little. This one here, the back, and with that same brown, you can make it darker or lighter. So what I did, I just got some pure white and went over this area that I painted already dark, like a darker brown. And I have an off-white. I'm adding more white. And you want to get that brush effect where it looks like a feather. And in between here, he has a little bit of red. So you add that. You add that to your paint. So now you have a brownish reddish tint. And you go around looking for all those tints that have that color. Now I want to go back to the face. Let's clean this brush. I'm gonna switch to another brush. And I want to get into details. The feathers, they can be worked out later on. And it's more of a free effect. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just flow like a feather. Make it whimsical. Now I don't know. Okay. So the brush I have. So this is the brush I have here. It's a 5. It's basically like a 0.5 brush. Well, it says 5/0, and it's it's round and it's thinner, so I can get more details. So we're gonna work on this area here. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna take a little bit of this green, right? A little bit. And then we're gonna take a lot of this red. And we're gonna mix it. And all these mixtures of colors, like for darks and highlights, it all depends on the portion. You know, some get darker, some get, and that's what you use for your shading. So this right here is close to, let's see, it's about this right here, right? This tone. So I need to go a little bit darker. So I'm gonna get a little bit of more green, mix it in. See how dark it is. So, and the darker you want it, just add more green to it, basically. But try not to make you mixing it, you're looking at it, and you're making sure it's not green. It just, you want to keep it to the dark side of red, basically. I need to add water to this. So the reason why I add water is because the paint is thin and I have the fan on. Yeah, I do not like the heat. I'm sorry. Unless I'm at the beach, that's the only way I like the heat. So now I'm trying to blend these colors in. So as I go up, I'm adding more red to this color. And then over here, it's completely red. Now I want to add white to my red for the highlight. Now, there's some people that don't like to use white or black. You can also use yellow. It's an analogous color because it's the next progression to red, the lighter version. So, but it will give it like a sun effect, like if the sun is shining on it. Let's see if something very dark. It's going to be dark enough. See, now you can tell that it's more green. So I've added more red to it to bring it back down. And all those little white highlights you can add at the end. So let's work on the beak. I'm gonna clean my brush. What I do first is I first add white to yellow because I want to start at the very light. So let's start off with a white yellow. Take some white, add it over here to yellow. It's almost like a lemon yellow. My beak is going to be bigger than his beak. I'm not measuring. This is what I feel. Now I'm just going to add yellow and I'm going to build upon this. Different layers. Now I'm gonna add red to the yellow a little bit. Well, actually, yeah. And I'm mixing it in to the yellow, adding more yellow to it because I don't want it to be too dark, too quick. So I want it to be more yellow than orange. You want it to be gradual. See, right now it's too dark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet my brush. And this is what I'm doing now. So I wet my brush, clean it, wet it again, and I'm basically gonna wipe my brush across it. Make sure you take off the excess water because you don't want it to. But basically, I'm taking away some of the pigment, and it makes it easier to blend. Don't say you can't erase anything, even acrylic, but it has to be wet, can be dry. So now I'm gonna go back in with the same color. Then going to you can see that there's some type of darker orange overlapping the beak a little. So I'm going to also share that. This one is a little bit darker. Now I want to try and get this fine line. So you have to make sure that your paint comes to a point as you load your brush, drag it away from you. My rooster has a crooked smile. It's more like a frown. Okay. This is the brown that I made from using red and green. Brown is basically a go-to color. Like it's a neutral color. like especially for like darks. Like if you want to do like, for instance, like dark lines, eyes, like that's what I would use for like his eyeball. I would probably use a brown one. And that's what most people use to do under paintings. They use a brown, either raw sienna or burnt umber, especially if you're painting in oils. Basically, because you can either overpower it with a black, or you can use it as a base structure, and you can combine it with something else. Everything is about detail. So the more details you put in, the better your painting will come out to your liking. So let's add some darker tones in here. I got too involved in the details. I need to finish his beak. So I'm gonna go back in with the orange. This is too dark. That is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. Happy with that? I get lucky. I get very lucky. So it's all about chance and luck. It's not really about technique. It's about having fun and looking for what you like to see. What would you like to see? But definitely, it takes some knowledge of mixing colors. But mixing colors is all about the color wheel. Once you know the color wheel, everything else is easier. So I'm making this a little darker so that it could stand out a little bit more. And now I can add the green. All right. So now I need to put in that little indent right there. So I'm going to use a brown, which I use by making red and green together to get a nice dark tone. Basically the same dark tone that I used for this area. So I kind of need to make it, need to get a darker reddish, orange color. So that same one that I just made for that dark area, I'm gonna use that to bring out the eyes. Have fun with it. Have fun with the details. You want to show that it's sinking in around the eyes. So all this outside area is giving shade. Now let's color the eye. Same thing goes. We're gonna start off with that lemon yellow, which is like a white yellow. Then we're gonna go up to regular yellow. Make sure there's not a lot of paint on your brush. Just want a little bit. You don't want to go out. So now I'm mixing red and yellow to make an orange, but I'm adding more yellow. It needs to be lighter, way lighter. Go a little bit darker. I had to go darker here because it's in a dark area. So I want to gradually build it up. I'm gonna have to go over it again because of the dark areas. Let me clean my brush. Let it, so I don't have those hard edges. Just smooth it. Let's go back to the red and green mixture, which is a dark brown. I'm gonna go back to the eye. The pupil. All right, so there. Now we can start working on the rest of the area. Those are the fun parts because they have the glares and the transition colors and the blending. Those are the most fun parts. Now we gotta do the rest of it. Now we got the fun out of the way. Now we gotta do the real work. So let's do the red again. I'm gonna add some whites. The white is so opaque that basically covers like any, even the darkest darks. Like if you put like layers and layers of it, well, not really. Like you can see, like basically it just overlapped it right now, and it's almost gone. Like if I put another two coats of it, it'll probably be gone. That's what's so. I, I know why you brought all that white, because basically You can start all over again. I'm putting all these different highlights where they're not supposed to be. But it's just basically I'm priming the area. Because I feel that the red is too, the paint that I have is not heavy body. So if it was heavy body, it'll probably cover it in instantly. But since it's more translucent, I have to get another color in order to cover it. And then basically go over it again. So now I get to cover it with red. It makes it so much easier. So let's start sketching these whites, and I'm gonna clean my brush and I'm just gonna use straight white. I wanna get all these little details. Just give this guy some character. Like he's been around the block or the barnyard. This is a Jefe. He is the protector of the hen. So but sometimes the hens are the most aggressive ones, especially if they're with the little baby chicklets, chickies. You can see how it overlays, like it's so opaque. Now, if I dip it in water, let's see what happens. You see, it's a little bit more translucent. That can soften. It's almost like a watermark. And I can use these watermarks. It's just to give me an idea of where everything goes. We don't need to go bold with the white yet, just yet. We can have watermarks. So I'm just gonna use the white and water it down. Just dip my brush in the water. And let's have some fun. Even like that, it's not even, look, you see how opaque it is? It covers everything.
Is it okay if I stop? Because I really love it. I took
No,
a picture of it and I sent it to my kid and he's like, oh my God. And I didn't think I was gonna like it, but like, I just love it so much. I don't want to do anything to it. Can I
You-
show it to you?
yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Let's stop. Replace my light. Wow. You did all that right now? Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I just, this is what happens, even if something is.
You got into it, huh?
Huh?
You really got into it.
I didn't think I was gonna like it, but
That looks so, I don't know, it feels so like moody.
It looks like it's gonna like jump off the page, right?
Yeah, you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it.
That's great. I'm glad you
Thank
do.
you, thank you. It just, it really made me so happy.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. I don't want to do anything else to it. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to go all the way with your painting. It's whenever you feel it's right. Because artists they have a tendency to overwork their painting. You know, some people don't even know when to stop, and they just mess it up sometimes.
Well, my problem is that I feel like I have ADD or something, and I just, I've had like, it's enough, and sometimes it's really not enough. Like one of my art teachers said, okay, now what? And I'm like, well, it's done. He said, no, it's not done. And I mean, he was right. I kept working. It was a self-portrait that we had to do at Pratt.
Yes.
And, I kept working on it, but like this, I just feel like it's really got everything that I want.
Well, whatever speaks to you is fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
It doesn't always have to be perfect.
Well, I feel like it is perfect.
Yeah, perfect for
It's
you.
for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it doesn't have all the, like, I'd love to know how to do all those little white feathers, on the face. But
It's almost like pointillism. Like Gail was saying, it's a bunch of dots, but you basically dragging the dots. It's just a bunch of dots that are dragged along the face. That's it. That's all it is. And some are more subtle than other, so you just water it down a little, and that's how you get that translucent effect.
but I really enjoyed mixing the brown. I mixed it myself,
Yeah,
and I
with
really
the
liked
with the
it.
green and the red.
I kind of mixed everything together,
Ah,
and
when you mix everything together, it should be a gray.
well, I guess I think it was,
Probably missing a color.
well, it came out brown, so I guess I didn't mix all of them together. But
Well,
thank you.
they say that it comes out to a neutral color. So a neutral color is brown. So that's good.
By the way, I taped the paper to a board.
Yes.
That's how because I'm sitting in front of my desktop at my desk,
Yes.
and that's how I work. And I have a ledge on my desk which pulls out, which is really great to put all the water and the brushes and the palette.
That's great.
So that's how that's how I do it. If
As long as you're happy with your work, hey.
well, as long as I can, like, arrange everything in the right
I,
place.
I, I want to tell you something too. I had the same situation happen to me. I was in college, and it was like, well, my junior year, and I had an art teacher that I just felt like he had a bias against me, but he would tell me to do it like I would do it my way, and then he says, "Oh no, it's not working." Then I'll do it his way, and then he said, "Oh no, I really liked it your way better." So I would have to do it my way again. Like I don't feel like it shouldn't be anybody's way. It should be what you want to portray, and how you want your artwork to speak, you know. So I'm not gonna give you any boundaries and say, "Oh no, you can't do it this way," or "This is the right way," or there is no right or wrong way. There's art out there that you look at it and you might say it's not art, and other people and other people think it's art. But hey, who am I to judge? you know. There was this guy that he used a urinal as an art piece, and nobody fought him on that because they to him in that age was it was art. I don't know what kind of art would that be classified as, but yeah, even artists use what is it, cow manure? No, was it no elephant manure or something like that, and they did a sculpture piece or a painting, something like that, and I can't, you know, I'm not gonna be saying, oh no, that's not art. If it was art to you, you know, everybody sees things differently. I can't, so I can't judge you on what you see. If you call it art and you're happy with it and you find enjoyment in it and you put in the time and effort into what you want to do, then that's fine. There's all different types of styles of art. If you know, that's what's the beauty. The beauty behind art can be anything. As the sculptures that are art, there's musicians that are artists, there's singers that are artists, and those are all different forms of art. And same way as in paintings, you got abstract art, you got realism, you have impressionism, you have cubism. There's so many different types. You can't categorize one and not say the other one is not. So that's where we at. But as long as you know, love doing it, you have that passion, you want to wake up and do more. Hey, that's what art is all about. You want to share it with people? That's great. You want to share your point of view and how you see things? More, the more you do it, the more you love it. Hey, that's why I always tell everybody, you can't stop. If you have a passion for it, you definitely should do it every day. Even if it's a little sketch, and they ask me, "Oh yeah, you're great. You shouldn't be here." I I'm like, it's not easy being an artist. You know, it's not because there's a lot of critiques, and there's some artists. Hey, there's kids, man. There are kids that are selling artwork for ridiculous amount of money, and I don't know. I just find this so simple. To me, it's simple. I, and then people make it a big deal. What can I say? I can't say anything. I'm not the one getting the money. If that's great for them, then hey, they are amazing. I wish I could see what they see. Even Bob Ross, man. The story of Bob Ross is just sad. You know how they just take his name and they take his name, his family's name, and they just take everything away from him For what? For money? And all he did was he just wanted to share his art with people. His amazing art that he made look easy and amazing landscapes. It was so simple, you know? It's just crazy. But I hear his son is following his footsteps. Wow. That's what I saw in the video. It was a Netflix original, I think it was. And it was amazing. Like his son's still doing what he loves doing. He's sharing his artwork with people. I wish I could take one of his classes because I have a problem with landscapes. Everybody has a problem with something. That is my weakness. Landscapes. But I still do it anyway because, you gotta try to overcome your fears.
You want to rise to the challenge.
Yes, definitely. You want to prove yourself wrong, be like, hey, maybe I can do it. You don't want to listen to everybody's opinions and critiques. Oh, that don't look right. Oh, well, for somebody else, it's gonna look great, you know. And it doesn't always have to be for somebody else. It could be for you. Do what's best for you. So all the stuff that you see for Bob Ross, that's going to to people that just stole his name. That name brand stuff about that goes to that company, and none of his family get anything from that, which is that is so bad, man. And he just wanted to share his art.
You know, the rooster is a symbol in so many different I don't know, religions or different, it's just very symbolic. I'm not sure what. Actually, it's just it's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
The rooster is, yeah, it's really
Well, to me,
in the
to me,
morning we
it's
say
the worst.
it's what?
It's the worst because every time I go visit my mother in Puerto Rico, they will crow at 4 in the morning
Right.
and wake me up.
Right.
They are the worst.
But they symbolize knowledge or wisdom or awareness, because they can tell the difference between night and day. So
Yes.
just like man is supposed to be, you should know the difference between good and evil. So it's kind of like that. So the rooster is a very powerful symbol.
That's great to know. Like I didn't even know that. That's great.
Yeah, so it's just very symbolic.
That is so good to know because now I have something to share with everybody else. See, I learned too. I learned from you. I love learning from people. I mean, that's life experience, you know. You grow when you're around people and they start telling you things that you don't know. That's amazing. You can share and grow, and then you're able to pass that on to people, to other people that have no idea that roosters can be can do that, you know. I mean, they know exactly when the sun is coming up. 4 in the morning. Ah, it's the worst. Why why is it that it comes up so early over there?
Well, if you want to really freak out, in Antarctica, there is no sunrise for the next few months.
That's crazy. And that's why there's no roosters in Antarctica,
Right?
because they will be crowing like 24/7.
They'll go nuts, right? They will go crazy.
They'll probably lose their voice or something, because that's it. They'll be crowing like all the time.
And in the Arctic Circle, the sunset is at 11:30 p.m. and sunrise is something like 2 a.m.
Yeah, you will have like the worst
So that's crazy too.
sleep schedule ever. Yeah, they probably work at different times over there. Like morning to them is night, and night is day to them, basically. So here I just basically use green for the shade. It's basically a brown, and then I just add red to it to like soften it in around the edges. I want to get some dark lines. Here to define this, give him some attitude. He's a mean rooster. They say it's a mating call when they to all the hens. Which one is the alpha? Well, I don't know if it's with this or peacocks. I get confused. 'Cause I know peacocks do that too.
I have a question about the brushes. I found that, I don't know, maybe what's the best brush for acrylics? Because what happens, this is a cheaper brush and it gets like, while I'm using it, it like the brush kind of sections itself off. It
Yeah.
doesn't stay in one, one nice swoop.
Well, it depends on how you clean them. Like if you go along with the bristles, or when you're like drying them and cleaning them off, you gotta try to be careful and you can't leave them in the water.
Right, but what's the best way to clean them?
Um, they say to use a soap, right?
Like dishwashing soap or a hand soap or,
They have this special soap for brushes. I'm gonna give me a minute. I'm gonna show you it. Let me go get that quick. Funny thing is, I don't even use it, but I know it really works. Oops. So this is the brush, the soap, I mean. It's called the Masters. So it's for grease, paint, stain, ink, dye, clay. It's multi-purpose. So basically, you wet your brush, right? And you just wipe it on the soap. Make sure you get in between like the bristles. Can you see it better?
Yeah,
There you go.
okay, thank you.
So this is the soap. I used to use this for oil paints too. Um, I used it in high school, and it's really good. It takes good care of your bristles and everything. They say the best bristles to buy is animal hair.
Even for acrylic?
Yes, because it's natural. It's not synthetic. So they don't absorb like they don't absorb the paint as much as it's totally different. Yeah. But they're a little bit pricey.
Right. Well, I have, this is Blick Scholastic. But it's a synthetic.
But they always say that it's not the tools, it's the artist. So
I don't know. I feel like if you don't have the right tools, you're gonna mess up. But
there's no way of messing up. There's
True.
only ways to make it better.
right.
You know, I might mess up now and then. You know, I'm not gonna say I do everything perfectly. You know, I don't make sure that everything is proportional. I just have fun with my work, you know, and I mostly um like just look at what I'm looking at and then paint it. There's people that they measure it to exactly, and that's okay if you're very, you know, into proportional and making it right and perfect. That's fine. But I just feel like art should be something natural, and it doesn't have to be precise unless you're in architecture. Because if you put a bathroom in the bedroom and that it doesn't belong, then that's a problem, you know. Or it doesn't fit, and the doorway's too small, you know, things like that. Yeah, but art should be fun. You should enjoy it, every minute of it, even if it's different. There's there's these classes that I want to take. Um, it's called Atelier. It's Atelier style drawing. It's from the masters, like back in the day, master drawing, and everything is precise. Like everything's perfect, like shading and skin tone, everything. But that class is like it's super expensive, and what they teach there is like it's a style that almost was basically extinct because people didn't want to share. People didn't want to share their work or like how it was created, and that's sad. I mean, something so great shouldn't be a secret, but now they charge a lot for it. So I guess it's not a secret anymore. They have a master's course in it for like to get a master's to teach. Man, I was so excited, but when I saw that you have to pay extremely amounts of money, I was discouraged.
By the way, CUNY, the city university, if you're a senior citizen, you can audit a class for very little money. I mean, you still have to pay tuition, but it's very low. So I took a basic drawing class at Lehman College on Zoom. I think I paid $80 for it. And plus I got a refund, like there was some kind of a rebate or something because of COVID. I was like, I asked them, they sent me a check for $200. And I said, are you sure that's right? Because I only paid $80 for the class. They said, no, that's yours. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
But that's
I
besides the
would get
point.
signed up.
I felt funny like cashing a check for something that it had something to do
That you
with,
didn't pay for?
I mean, I paid $80. It's a
Yeah.
$1,400 class. I don't think anybody pays full tuition. People probably have scholarships, not or financial aid, I mean. But anyway, it was a basic drawing class at Lehman College, and it was really great. And it was on Zoom, and people can look into taking college classes, not just basic drawing, anything that you want that's available. You take it as an auditor and you pay very little tuition. I don't know if people know about that, but you can look into it if you're interested.
You have to be a senior.
Senior citizen, yeah.
Ah, that's my problem.
Well, eventually, right?
I feel
Eventually.
like I'm a senior. My back be hurting, my neck and everything. And yeah, I feel it. I mean, I have those. If I was eligible for those things, then I'll probably get it. But I can't. I wish.
But I'm mentioning it because a lot of people that are taking these classes at the library are also,
Yeah.
seniors.
Yeah, and once they finish,
Yeah.
yeah, once they finish, that's it. But they always have new ones all the time. That's good. That's a good thing that they make they make this available to everybody. All right. So we have 5 minutes left. Does anybody want to share?
Yeah, Barbara.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go to gallery view. I'm gonna remove my spotlight. Oh, let's see, Barbara. Let's see what you have. Wow.
It looks feminine. It looks like a female for some reason. Because
Yes,
the
but
eyelashes.
that eye is
That's
so beautiful that it
Thanks.
pops out. I mean, wow. That eye is great. It's really nice.
Thanks. I couldn't
Great
get
job.
the white little, whatever they are.
The
Little,
hairs,
yeah, and they look
Yeah.
stupid. I should try that again.
they look like eyelashes.
Yeah, right. That's why it looks feminine. It looks like a female rooster.
So what I would do is I'll
Orange.
probably go over that area,
And
give
redo it.
give a little space for like an eyelid type around the eye. Then outside of that, on the top area, start doing hairs up and outward.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
love it. Love it. Great job.
Thank you.
Let's see who else. I saw Anna raise her hand. What do you have, Anne?
I have the painting.
Wow.
Let me see. Oh, wow. That's great. That's so cool. He really looks like he look like the baddest rooster in the farm. You don't want to mess with this rooster. You will get pecked. I see you use black. Right?
Sorry, what?
You use black to outline.
No, I just mixed the dark brown.
Serious? Wow. It came out really dark.
Yeah, well, I used the tiniest, that rigger brush,
Yes.
just the point of it, so it came out like eyeliner.
Wow. Really good job.
Thank
I
you.
would use that dark for like the eye, the pupil of the eye to bring it out more.
Uh-huh, okay.
Yeah. And maybe some white around the beak to for like just highlight to make it stand out.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Freddie. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Who else wants to share? I love the texture of the feathers that she had also. I mean, just like you can see the layers of feather. I feel like they're overlapping and she used it transparently.
Could I see it again?
Oh, Laura, let's see. Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Great job. I love it. Love it. I love the texture, I love his mohawk. That is crazy. The how you have it rigid, it's like rigid and like sharp.
Yeah, nobody's getting his ladies.
Yeah. This guy will cut. This is what I cut you. He cut you with. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
How do you
Great
make
job.
it so furry? So furry. Look
How
at
did
you.
how you do the feathers? Like it's so it has a lot of texture. Like
Yeah.
I used an old dry fan brush.
Oh,
ah.
It's it's like, forever old. And
You had
then,
it sitting there. You said, I think it's about time I use this. Yeah, great
yeah,
job.
old brushes are good.
Yes, yes. There's no brush that's not a good brush.
That's
All right.
correct.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? Let's see. Who wants to share? Anybody else? Barbara, Kathy, Esther, you have anything?
I came in too late. No, wouldn't be able to do it.
All right.
Sorry, today
Next
I
time.
had something, I had to deal with it. So
No, it's fine.
came in very late. I want to still catch your demo, at least to see some part of it.
No, it's okay. No problem. Thank you. We should have like a DVR that you can record my lessons and it go directly into your DVR and you can watch it whenever.
But they are
That'd be so
recording.
That would be great.
They are recording. Before we get on, they say they're recording the lesson.
Yeah, but remember last time it was just the image, the picture, the image. I don't know. It
No,
wasn't really showing me.
Still
Well, it works on YouTube.
right.
Yeah.
Works fine.
All right, people. It was great. Oh, wait. I got to show you the homework. I wanted to show you just a glimpse. So this one is going to be totally different and totally fun. And I just want you to go crazy with it and have fun. What do you think?
I used to be married to a man who worked for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Wow.
Turned into a chicken.
What?
It's got a grid. Why? Are we supposed to put the grid in?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it just came like that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. But I just love the way he's just standing there and crowing, and it just I love the colors of the feathers, how the sun hits his feathers, and then his feathers at the end, how they come down. That is so cool.
What does it say? Tiny somebody? Tiny Yuka?
Tiny Kiko.
That's who drew it?
Kiku.
Interesting.
Tiny Kiko. Yeah, this probably was painted very tiny. Because the pixels on it, you can see the pixels. It's a little pixelated, but so I just want you to try your best. I'm also gonna send next week's work, so you can have it ahead of time. But classwork. So have a great week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
At
nice
Pale
weather and have a
Basin.
great weekend.
And it was wonderful teaching you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to have you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night,
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a very wonderful Memorial Day weekend,
You too.
Yes.
Thank you.
and I will
Enjoy.
have the YouTube video posted up as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay. So I think what I have to do, Freddie, I have to contact the lady from Services for Older Adults and see if there's a different browser I need to use.